a walk on the dark side, with his hair, that is. And the Rays responded, belting 3 home runs en route to a 5-4 win over the Baltimore Orioles. Tonight, Rookie of the Year candidate Jeff Neiman takes to the hill, searching for his 11th victory. The wild card chase continues on Sun Sports. It is becoming downright unpleasant outside, but it is perfect inside Tropicana Field. 72 degrees. Welcome to Game 2 of this 3-game series between the defending American League champion Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in. Todd Callis with us throughout the rest of the evening as well. Rays winners last night. They're 3 back in the wild card race. 12 hits, 5 runs, and 2 guys in this lineup, Pat Burrell and B.J. Upton, showing great hope for the remainder of the season with their offensive performance last night.
Yeah, in the last 32 games, Pat Burrell has swung the bat actually pretty well as far as the home run power, including the one last night. Since July 7th, he's had 8 home runs, 21 RBIs, slugging percentage is over 500, and with 44 games to go, he averages 1 home run every 4 games like he's done the last 32. He's going to have over 20 home runs, and that would be huge down the stretch. For B.J. Upton, the same thing. Just down there in the order, we were talking about it last night. He can be huge here in the last 160 to 170 at-bats that he's going to get, assuming he plays most of those 44 games. Last night, 3 for 4 and a single, a triple. And a big thing, Dwayne, that you noted, the opposite field home run. Didn't pull the ball. Stayed on it, going the opposite way. Working very hard with the hitting coach, Steve Henderson, and we'll see if that parlays into another big night tonight for B.J.
Yeah, and tonight the Rays' big winner, the rookie Jeff Neiman, goes to the mound looking for his 11th victory.
Yeah, really, he could have 11 or 12. He pitched pretty well on the recent road trip. I mean, in Seattle, came out with a lead, pitched extremely well, and it got a no decision for him. The team actually lost that game. He's 2-1 in his last 5 starts, 4.19 earned run average. 252 batting average against. He also pitched well in the Angels series against them, and the bullpen in that game couldn't hold it. So he's deserving better fate right now. He's pitching as well as anybody. The key for him is fastball command, but that good overhand curveball, having command of that, he's got one of the best right now people are seeing in the American League.
So Neiman with a record of 10-5 on the hill for the Rays. It will be 21-year-old Chris Tillman, 1-0 on the mound for the Baltimore Ball Club. This will be his 5th Major League start after going 8-6 at the AAA level. Rays looking for every win they can get as they continue their chase for the wild card. We'll be back with the starting lineups, first pitch in just a moment. Sun Sports. Brought to you tonight by Checkers. Little place, big taste. By your Southeast Toyota dealer. Get all of the quality and reliability of a Toyota during Toyota's Best for Less sales event. Toyota, moving forward. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Rays and the Orioles squaring off tonight. Let's check in on the field with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you very much. It is a Wednesday. That means we are ready for another Website Wednesday. We'll tell you about our latest Rays Interactive poll, give you our new one, and also tell you about the email address where you can ask your questions. The biggest difference between this year and last year's championship season so far, most fans feel, has been the consistency of the starting pitching. 46%. Team attitude is second with 26%. Defense is third, offense fourth, and then the bullpen is the fifth choice. Our new poll: which of the two teams in the wild card chase concerns you the most? The Boston Red Sox, A, or the Texas Rangers, B? Log on to sunsportstv.com or fsfloриdatv.com. Click on the Rays link to submit your vote. Also, you can ask any question you like of the announcers tonight at ask.therays@fox.com. And Dwayne Stats and Kevin Kennedy are ready to answer all your email questions. Guys, enjoy your Website Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Todd. We'll look forward to the middle game of this series as the Rays take on the Baltimore Orioles in this lineup. Baltimore will have Brian Roberts leading off, followed by the designated hitter. That'll be Nolan Reimold. Adam Jones in center. Nick Markakis in right. Luke Scott at first base. Matt Wieters behind the plate. Melvin Mora's at third. That's Felix Piet in left. And Cesar Izturis, the shortstop, hits ninth.
Jeff Neiman on the mound for the Rays tonight. Comes in at 10-5 in his 21 starts. He's got 2 complete games, a very respectable 3.86 earned run average, and 126 innings overall. The league opponent's batting average against is .258, and that includes 256 from the left side and 260 from the right side. Here's the defense in the outfield behind Jeff Neiman. Carl Crawford, B.J. Upton, and Gabe Gross in the outfield. Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett back in there at short. Ben Zobrist and Carlos Pena around the infield, and Greg Zahn behind the plate. Tonight's defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, where saving you money is our passion.
And this Baltimore lineup with the right-hander Neiman on the mound. A little different look than last night. We're all set to play baseball. Roberts in there, and he takes the first pitch. That's in there for a strike. So the fastball from Neiman begins this one. Roberts at 289. That's foul outside of first. 0-2. Roberts was on base 3 times last night with a single and 2 walks, and also picked up a stolen base. He is 6th in the league in that department, and if you let him on base to open an inning, he'll create some distractions over there at first. Pitch bounces in. It's 1-2. Once again tonight, we're proud to present this game in high definition. Neiman's delivery upstairs. It's 2-2. Jeff is 3-1 in his career against the Orioles. This is his 5th career appearance against this team. And he takes care of Roberts, strikes him out. Got him with a fastball, and Roberts is out number 1.
Yeah, the gun said 89. It looked like it had more zip than that on it. Pretty good fastball, and Brian Roberts on the left side especially is a good fastball hitter, and it just got above his swing path right there for strike 3. Right there, right underneath it. A little bit of lift in the swing there. That's why he missed it.
Here's Reimold, the designated hitter tonight. There's a fastball high. Nolan Reimold was in left field last night. Drove in a run with a base hit. Also had a double. And he's is putting together a good rookie season. Doing all the Rays before last night had not seen the Orioles in over 3 months. And this is one guy they had not seen before. Pops it up, foul. That's going to carry out a play, and it's a 2-1 count. He made his major league debut in the middle of May.
Yeah, they're a totally different club this time around. All the young guys up in the minor leagues.
Ground ball foul outside of third. He broke his bat. The count goes to 2-2.
Neiman could do that. He's got movement. He's got a two-seam fastball, a lot of movement. His four-seamers at 93 to 95. And the one curveball we saw to Brian Roberts bounced about 55 feet, but it's an excellent curveball when he gets the feel of that. Right over the top of that spike curveball.
2-2. The shot to center field. Upton with a long run. That's going to be over his head. Well, one hop to the fence. And Reimold is on his way to second with the double. So that's his second extra base hit of the series already. A two-base hit his first time up tonight.
Yeah, high fastball. Look at this pitch up in his zone. Zahn wanted it down. It ball's up about belled high, and he shoots it in the gap in right center field. That ball took off on him. This fastball hitter so far, we've seen the first two games from Reimold. 15 doubles so far this season. Good time to start spinning some curves. See how he hits the big curveball in the big leagues.
Now it's Adam Jones. Jones takes it for a ball. He was impressive last night, Jones, at the plate and in center field. And for that matter, running the bases.
He's a true five-tool player. He does it all. He ran that ball that Reed Brignac hit in right center field. Looked like a sure double at least. And he ran it down easily.
It's a high pop-up right side. Pena is making the call and the catch. Two gone. A mountain of a pop-up to the right side that time by Jones. 2 outs. Nick Markakis will be the hitter, and a quick word for Neiman by Zahn before they start pitching to Markakis.
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to Luke Scott on deck, but I'm sure Greg Zahn said let's pitch around him a little bit. Let's not give him anything over the heart of the plate.
Well, he's been red hot as well. He's hit safely in 11 consecutive games for an average of 408 during that stretch.
Well, you got a base open. I mean, there's no excuse to have anything over the heart against this guy.
The pitch is away.
Get paint and miss.
Strikes.
Yeah,
sure.
if you paint and miss, that's okay. You're going to see Zahn sit way off the corner here, one way or the other.
One-0 pitch. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, there's just how hot Markakis has been since the All-Star break. He's fifth behind Carl Crawford, who's hitting .365 since the break, and of course Joe Mauer over .400.
He's incredible. Joe Mauer, a couple of home runs last night, got 25.
It's out of play.
Back to that Minnesota win helped the Rays because the Rangers ended up losing that game that they were leading 5-0. Tillman Young had part to do with that as well. He helped out. Mauer hit .385 and 25 home runs.
That's the wild card race. Boston and Texas even. The Rays 3 back. Down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a nice block by Zahn. Good call, too. I like the curveball. I'd go right back with it because that's his out pitch. He's got a Above average major league curveball over the top. Two he's thrown now. He's come up short. That's a nice block by Zahn, getting around that. Come right back to it right here. Do the same thing. But over the heart of the plate down.
2-2. And a foul back. Came back with a fastball. You know that breaking ball in the dirt and the great job Zahn did of blocking that pitch. You really get the feeling that Zahn's favorite part of the game might be blocking those kinds of pitches.
Yeah, he's always ready for it. And he said when we first got him over here, going to the ball club in Seattle, I mean, he'll do that with nobody on just to prove to the pitchers, hey, I can do this with men on, and I'll save a run for you.
And a high fly ball to left off the breaking ball. Crawford is there, and that retires the side. Nice job of working Markakis. Bottom of the first coming, no score. Field, the Rays coming in to hit. Joe Madden's lineup breaks out this way. Jason Bartlett back in there leading off, followed by Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria. Vin Zobrist, Carlos Pena, and Pat Burrell down the middle. Greg Zahn hit seventh. Gabe Gross with a two-run home run last night, eighth. B.J. Upton, an opposite field home run last night, the number 9 hitter.
Another Oriole rookie, Chris Tillman, on the mound. He's had 4 starts in the big league. His record is 1-0. He beat the Angels on the 14th of August. ERA at 4.88 in 24 innings. He has averaged over 6 innings in his short time in the big leagues, and he's only 21 years old.
And that win against the Angels, his first major league victory.
That's a good hitting ball club that he beat, too.
Here's Jason Bartlett. And the first pitch is a fastball for a strike. Bartlett, the third leading hitter in the American League starting play, with an average of .342. And he takes the breaking pitch in. Curveball. Saw a couple of pitches here, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, that's his out pitch right there. He's got that big overhand spike curveball, a lot like Neiman, Jeff Neiman.
Pitch inside. He also has a very good changeup. That's a strikeout changeup.
Yeah, lefty's only hitting .214 off of Chris Tillman. Short time here in the big leagues.
Right-handed batters hitting .327 against him. This one is shot foul. And so far, the early take on him, good breaking ball, very good changeup, and a straight fastball.
So you better get him early before he gets to his breaking ball and his off-speed stuff.
And a breaking ball hit back to the mound. Tillman's tossed to first, and Bartlett is out of there.
Here's the defense behind Chris Tillman today. In the outfield, Felix Guillet gets a start In left field, Adam Jones back out there in center, as well as Nick Markakis and right around the infield. Melvin Mora, Cesar is tourist, Brian Roberts, and Luke Scott. Matt Wieters once again behind the plate. The defensive alignment brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. We're saving you money is our passion.
So Tillman will face Carl Crawford. Carl 6th in the league in hitting, and we saw earlier how hot he has been since the All-Star break. And he puts down a front. That's a foul ball. Picked up by Matt Wieters across the foul line. Strike one.
Good job by Matt Wieters to get it in the air, because if the ball hits the ground, Crawford's going to be safe. So he took it in the air immediately and tried to get it before it crossed the line in foul territory. It's pretty close. Nice effort, though, by Carl. We talked about him maybe doing a little bit more of that. They hit it right off the plate. Wieters will barehand it.
And look where the plate umpire Mark Wegner is.
And he's right in sight right there. Good job.
Shot up the left field side. That's a fair ball and will bounce into the stands for a ground rule double. So Carl Crawford hit that one, had some slice on it, and just did stay fair for his 26th double.
Yeah, take a look. Wieters sets up away. There's the fastball. It's up and away, and Carl just goes right with it. Leg lift. There's a barrel of the bat right on the ball right there. It drops it inside the line. Right on the edge of the line, actually. Ground rule double.
So the Rays with a scoring opportunity here in the first inning. Evan Longoria, 2nd in the league, and runs batted in. Turn, nothing doing back there.
You could see where Tillman would have a good curveball over top the way his delivery is. I mean, he throws everything right over the top. That arm angle.
Pitch is outside, a fastball. 1-0. Tillman was born in Anaheim, and the Orioles got him from the Seattle Mariners and the Eric Bedard trade. Pitch in the dirt right there, and it's 2-0.
Now, let me ask you, did the Mariners think they were getting Sandy Koufax or somebody? Because how about the talent they traded? My goodness.
You start with Adam Jones and then Tillman. I mean, that was quite a deal for Baltimore, as it turns out.
That was the centerpiece. We just saw Adam Jones, but we didn't really see Tillman, the reliever, last night.
There you go.
Colio pitched last night. He throws 95. Good movement. And George Sherrill became a closer, and they were able to trade him and get a third base prospect from the Dodgers in that deal, Josh Bell, who, who knows, he could be up here next year.
Tony Butler, who's a Double-A, is a left-handed pitcher. It's foul. You'll always take a shot on a young left-handed pitcher in a deal.
Colio right there. He pitched last night. Did a nice job. A couple innings of work. Throws hard. Big, strong right-hander. Tillman's only 21. Adam Jones is young. He's the cornerstone of their franchise, along with Markakis. 3 and 4 hitters. Wow, you got some kind of evaluation there by Andy McPhail.
Longoria takes it the other way. Markakis toward the corner to make the catch. Tag at second. Crawford's going to go to third, and there's another fine play in the Baltimore outfield. We saw both Markakis and Jones shine last night, and that's a very good play by Markakis.
Yeah, had too much hang time. That's a nice piece of hitting by Longoria, taking a ball opposite field. A little bit too much hang time. Markakis able to run it down about 4 strides from the line right there. He just tracked it the whole way. Got the eyes locked in on it. Gets it back in.
Energized defensive play brought to you by Progress Energy. Now it's Ben Zobrist. And swings through a first pitch fastball. That's a strike. That Boston run came on a home run by Big Papi. David Ortiz homered off Roy Halladay. And Boston has an early lead in Toronto, 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, David Ortiz has made a comeback. 19 home runs now for him. Not the high batting average, but he's hitting for power the last 2.5 months.
The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
That's the one thing about that big overhand curve. If you don't have command of it, it's tough to get a called strike on it. It's got such a big break. Looks to me like Ben Zobrist just recognizing it and spitting on it, letting it go, even if it was going to be a strike.
He fouls the fastball. A little piece of that went in and out of the mid of Wieters. It's a 2-2 count to Ben. Rays getting their first look ever at Chris Tillman.
Until you get 2 strikes, that's a good game plan by Ben. Let it go. See if he can throw it for strikes. See what it does before you start hacking at that curve. Now it's a different story with 2 strikes.
And he fouls it. Got another fastball. Right back into the top of the screen. Slipping to the bag at third. Crawford got back in.
He bounced one of those curveballs about 55 feet too. Carl Crawford's ready for it.
Breaking ball, and it comes in a little high.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-2 count.
That's a big breaker. Of course, the umpires haven't seen a lot of him. He's only had 4 starts in the big league, so they got to get used to the breaker too. That one was high. Caught it about belt high, but it crossed about shoulder high.
And this one is low. So the walk. Zobrist goes to first. Crawford's at third. 2 outs. Carlos Pena will now get his first look at Tillman. Carlos, the home run leader in the American League with 31.
I could see Carlos at some point in this game sitting on one of those big curveballs, and if he squares up with it, it could be one of the highest, longest balls he's hit.
You're right. But you're there.
I think he'll get some changeup, so we haven't seen a change, and we know it's a good one.
Fastball inside, 1-0. That is one of the advantages the Rays have to facing Tillman. They've never seen him, but Greg Zahn caught his major league debut, and so
right.
he has a very good scouting report on what he has. Zahn again doing the catching for the Rays tonight. One-0 pitch. It's down.
There's the changeup. First one we've seen, 81 miles an hour. Might double up on it right here. The changeup.
Counts 2-0. And a foul back. He came in with a fastball there. So the count is 2-1.
Yeah, he wanted to get it away and down a little bit better than that. Carlos had a pretty good swing at that one. 94, but it's up a little bit. Carlos can hit that one. He had a good hack at it.
2 on, 2 out. 2-1 the count. And he takes ball 3, a high fastball. So Pena in the 3-1 count. Burrell on deck. Pitch made. Carlos fouls the fastball. He had another pitch to hit right there.
Boy, did he. Good swing at that one. Good life, but pretty straight. 94, but right over the top. Pretty straight. Look how straight that is.
So full count. Zobrist will be off from first base. And ball 4 is outside. A fastball wide. And the bases are loaded. So Pena goes to first. That pushes Zobrist up to second. Crawford already at third. Bases loaded for Pat Burrell. Well, a great opportunity for Burrell and the Rays early. Pat had a single and a home run. A couple of runs scored in the game last night. And he takes the pitch down. A ball and no strikes. Here's a look at the home run. It came in the 6th inning. And a 2-1 pitch into the seats and left. Tillman has made starts against Kansas City, Detroit, Toronto, and the Angels. This is his 3rd road start. And Burrell takes it low. Changed up on him.
Yeah, he slowed his arm action down too on that one. You could see that coming if you're a veteran hitter like Pat Burrell. That's why he didn't bite on that one. Got to have the same arm speed.
So he gets a visit from the Baltimore pitching coach with the bases loaded and a 2-0 count. So the Rays trying to be patient here against the 21-year-old right-hander. Kranitz, the pitching coach, back into the dugout. Now the 2-0 pitch to Pat. And there's ball 3. He missed with a fastball. 3-0.
Little flinch behind the plate there from Mark Wegner, but he hasn't been throwing strikes, so you're not going to get the borderline one.
3-0 pitch. And that's a strike. Fastball around the knees.
That was worse than the one before. That's what Pat Burrell's saying. Wait a minute. The one before was worse than that one.
A 3-1 count. And a foul ball straight back. And hey, Bobby. Well, you blocked it, buddy. Nice job. Everybody okay over there?
Very nice. Well done.
Three and 2 now. Runners go. And a shot into left field. PA backed on. He makes the catch on the line drive off the fastball to retire the side. Rays leave them loaded. We're at the end of an inning. No score.
Matt Weeder is one of the young stars for the Orioles as we have a 0-0 game heading into the second inning. Weeders and a lot of the Orioles see a little bit of the Rays from a few years ago in their team, and they're using Tampa Bay as their model franchise.
So I think you sort of see that plan where they brought up all those young guys and allowed them to learn at the big league level, and then you see what they were able to do last year, and that's the plan that we sort of want to follow and sort of want to move forward next year and into the year after that.
A lot of the pieces are in place, guys. We saw with the Rays a few years ago, including a lot of good young arms. Back to you.
All right, we'll take a look there at Luke Scott, who's playing first base, but Matt Wieters will hit second in this inning, and then Melvin Mora. Well, it's a completely different looking team. Scott takes the first pitch, and that's a strike. The Rays have the shift on for Scott. He takes it low. 1-1.
He worked the count pretty well last night. He showed some patience up there. As you mentioned last night, stayed in there on the lefties well.
Yeah, he's been successful against left-handed pitching. Actually hit higher against lefties than right-handers. He's behind Neiman now, 1-2. He leads this lineup in home runs with 20.
Yeah, he got a base hit off of Randy Choate. That set it up for Matt Wieters at the home run to right center and made it a one-run game in the eighth inning last night.
2-2 now. Wieters, the young switch-hitting catcher out of Georgia Tech. He's not the first good catcher to come out of there.
No, it's one.
That guy in Boston.
Yeah. One up north. It's a pretty good career.
Yep.
Good program.
Inside with a fastball. And he's 3-2 with Scott. Side from short right. Zobrist with a pickup and the throw to first. Scott hustling down the line is out. That's second to first out of the shift. Be sure and follow the Rays all year long by logging on to the Heater, the official baseball blog of the St. Petersburg Times. Every day, Rays beat writers Mark Topkin and Joe Smith bring you thoughtful insight, as well as breaking news, predictions, and more at TampaBay.com. Here's Wieters. There's a strike call. Nothing in two.
Good sequence. You could see Zahn, after going down the way, put his glove up high under the hands of Wieters. That's where he wanted it, and that's where Neiman threw it.
One ball, two strikes.
I personally think these guys are only about a year away. I think by midsummer next year, these guys getting a lot of experience. Wieters and some of the pitchers we've seen. Adam Jones, you see what a year did for him already.
A little tap foul. You know, it'd be interesting to watch Wieters. Now, here's a guy who came out of the, as we mentioned, the Georgia Tech program, and to see how quickly he can take charge and get to know the rest of the league, the hitters and the strength and weaknesses of the Baltimore pitching staff, because it normally, we touched on it briefly last night, it takes catchers a little while. The ideal would be 3 or 4 years, maybe.
That's right.
To get all of that where you'd like it to be. There's a line drive base hit into center. So Wieters is aboard. Boy, you can see with that stroke he has why they would like that.
Yeah, you get it down, he can hit it. I mean, you see he's got a little hole up, like a lot of lefties do. or any hitter period for that matter. But when that ball's down, not over the plate, see, that's about belt high and away from him. Get a good fluid swing right there.
So Wieters is aboard, and here's Melvin Mora. There's the strike. But I really think the Orioles are looking to Wieters to develop that sequencing of pitches, as any club would be of any young catcher. And they think he can accelerate that learning curve a little bit. That's a fastball. Strike two. Of the breaking ball foul holds the count at 2 strikes.
Yeah, good over the top curveball, 75 miles an hour right there. With the way Zahn blocks the balls 0-2, you can drop it on the plate or right in front of it. You can get more to chase. Zahn will keep it in front. Fastball.
Look at the broken bat on the comebacker to the mound, out at second and out at first on the double play. The double play off the bat of Mora. His bat was just broken in half, and the barrel end wound up in the stands. No score through an inning and a half.
Projectile, the broken bat caught by that young fan, and everybody seems to be all right down in foul territory. Guys, it is Website Wednesday. Time for Ask the Announcer. You can ask Dwayne or Kevin any question at ask.therays@fox.com. First one tonight is about the scorekeeping we told you about on our Sunday telecast. We have Tina and Lou. They both want to know a variation. Tina wants to know how, Dwayne, you keep track of all those foul balls as part of your pitch count. And Lou wants to know, have you always kept the pitch counts, or is it more recent, since pitchers have been more aware of their pitch count totals, that you've been doing that while announcing? Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. We'll address that in a moment here as Greg Zahn leads off and takes the first pitch for a strike. But he's talking about this, the Marco Scutaro at bat. You can see right there, 13 pitches in the margin there, but on the top, 3 balls, and then the strikes go underneath, and I just keep the foul balls out with those little dashes and carry those out. I made a little note there. It was a 6-minute plus at bat by Scutaro for that 13 pitch, and then he grounded out 6-3, grounded out to the shortstop, as you can see there.
Nice.
This one is fouled by Zahn, and the count 1 and 2.
That only you can understand.
Right?
Well,
and that's what scoring is all about. 'Cause scoring is highly unique.
I love that.
There
That's
are,
great.
as we discussed the other day, there's some pretty basics that are commonplace, but everyone keeps score at one point or another in a unique fashion. 2-2 now to Zahn, and that's why I like to start with that empty square and construct what goes on in that particular at bat.
I think that's great what you do. I'm going to have to steal that now that I know that.
2-2 lifted toward right center, and Jones is over there to make the catch. Second part of that is I mean, let's face it, I've been doing this a long time, longer than sometimes you want to admit. And at the beginning, I really didn't. I didn't keep them always in those little squares. You know, you relied on that little ball and strike clicker in your head.
Yeah.
But as time went by, probably 15 years ago or so, I started to keep every pitch of every game up in the upper left-hand corner of that empty square.
The old abacus kind of ran out on you, huh?
It did, yeah. Popper off the bat of Gross, and the Stewart, the shortstop, is there. Well, I once had a very wise man tell me that you should never remember anything that you knew where to look it up. and as time went by, I said, boy, that's sage advice.
That's great.
And but I just felt, and really not necessarily because of total pitch count, but I just thought it was important knowing the count, and as you do too. You know, both of us, as the game goes along, we'll make little notes as to what happened, what kind of pitch was thrown.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know the count when something happened, because
absolutely
the count means so much in this game. It was a good breaking ball for strike 2 to BJ.
It's how you call a game. The count dictates how you call a game. The score, the inning, the count dictates what pitch you call. And of course, who's on the mound and who's hitting. I mean, those are 4 or 5 things that dictate how you call a game.
And that's to me a big part of the beauty of the game.
It is. There's no one way to say, well, you pitch them down and away, and then when you get 2 strikes, you go up and in, and you drop a curve on them. It's not true with every pitcher or every batter, for that matter. But when you see patterns, that's what I mark down on my scorebook.
Ground ball
patterns.
Handled by Stewart, and the throw to first in time. Well, that was fun. We'll have to have more of that. 1, 2, 3. We're at the end of 2. No score. Days early, the Rays Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express. That'll be Saturday when the Rays take on the Texas Rangers. It's country night, and Big and Rich will be performing a free post-game concert. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets right now. He's prepared. Felix Pena will open the third. The left fielder shorts, takes a pitch. It's down. A ball and no strikes. The Orioles added PA with the idea that it would really complete their outfield defensively. There's a fly ball toward left, and Carl's there. Crawford makes the catch. One away. Cesar Stewart, the shortstop, will bat. Switch hitting infielder. He's been much better from the right side of the plate than the left side of the plate. Pitch is high. One ball, no strikes.
That is one thing about the Orioles, is a pretty good defensive ball club.
They made big strides, and Historis is a big part of that. They really struggled at the shortstop spot defensively. But when you put him at shortstop, Roberts at second, and this outfield they have, it's a pop foul out of play. It's 1-2. We saw Jones and Markakis in action last night in center and right. What they've done.
We saw Matt Wieters throw out Carl Crawford. Nice quick release, strong, accurate arm.
Now still 1-2, and they had hoped PA would be out there every day and left. It just hasn't worked out that way. But they're still a much improved defensive team. And the popper foul. Zahn's after it, and he's going to make the catch. So Greg Zahn back there to handle the foul pop off the bat of Historis. 2 outs. Thanks to Heineken Light, you're going to have the chance to cheer where they can hear you. Upgrade your Rays baseball experience by winning premium seats right next to the action. For info and to enter, visit the Heineken display and a participating retailer. There's Brian Roberts. Pitch is high. The one thing about the improved defense for Baltimore, as the Rays saw last year, with a better defense, your pitching staff has a much better chance to improve as well. 2-0. Dave Tremblay, the skipper. The highly educated Dave Tremblay. The bouncing ball foul. He never played professional baseball, but I'll tell you, this guy knows what's going on. He has not only a bachelor's degree, but a master's degree in education from Penn State. And a good guy, and not only a student of the game, but a real fan of the game. And that's one of the things the Orioles like about this young crop of players. They said they have a great nucleus of these young players who really grew up as fans of the game, followed it, know it, appreciate it. Well, down 3-2.
Dave's a teacher at heart too, and that's what the organization in the big leagues right now, that's what they're all about. I mean, not every manager matches up with every organization depending on where they're at that point in time. But he's a good man for these young guys. He's been a minor league lifer forever.
3-2, well hit into right center field. Gross on the run. He's going to have to play the carom. Roberts on his way to second, making it easily with the stand-up double. That's his 46th double of the year. He's on a pace for over 60 doubles.
Yeah, he and Nick Markakis, they can find the gaps. We talked about him being able to hit the fastball. It's the same pitch he swung through last time, not this time. Almost identical, up and out over the plate. Great extension, compact swing. He short hops the wall in right center. That's the same pitch he swung through. Leads Major League Baseball in doubles.
Markakis is third in that department. Roberts tops. There's Reimold. That's a strike. Breaking ball on the inner part of the plate there.
Yeah, Reimold has shown me just the short time I've seen him these two games, he can hit a fastball. You got to see if he can hit that curveball, and that's why Zahn called curveball first pitch.
And a little chopper out to second. Zobrist with the toss to first to retire the side. Nice pitch in there. Bottom of the third coming. No score. Under our wing by Gulf Coast Honda. Visit GulfCoastHondaDealers.com to find great deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. And by Amscott, you're okay with us. Second time through the order now for the Rays here. Beginning the third, Jason Bartlett facing Chris Tillman. He starts him with a breaking ball, taken low. One ball, no strikes. Bartlett out pitcher first in the first. Curveball back to the mound. Rays loaded the bases in the first inning and left them that way. Two and 0. In that inning with the bases loaded, Pat Burrell at a 3-2 pitch hard on a line to left, and PA caught it. 2-1 now.
Tillman having problems with the mound. Get a little grip there, pushing off the rubber, get a little divot going in there.
Three balls and a strike. Gave up a double and 2 walks in the first. Walked 2 men his last time out when he pitched 2 outs into the 7th to beat the Angels. The strike of the knees and the count is full. He made a lot of pitches in the first and had a very low pitch count second inning. Fly ball into right. Markakis is there and takes it for the out. One away for a limited time. You can get your very own All-Star jersey autographed by a Rays All-Star only through HSN. Visit hsn.com/allstars or call 1-800-284-3100 to purchase your authentic autographed jersey. Now Carl Crawford. And a bouncer to the right side. Roberts takes care of this play. So 2 up, 2 down here in the third. Got that little bouncing ball out of Crawford.
Had to figure that Crawford's going to get a changeup first pitch after hitting a fastball to left for the double. It's about the third or fourth changeup that Tillman has thrown. That's why he gets the lefties out. That was a good one right there. Got Carl out in front.
That'll be Evan Longoria. Big cut through the fastball. Might have been the best velocity we've seen tonight out of Tillman.
Yeah, he got it up there, 95. Under the hands.
That's a strike, 0-2. Couple fastballs here, and Tillman is ahead of Evan Longoria. Another fastball, this one higher, up out of the strike zone. Evan would not chase.
Where Wieters wanted it. Saw the glove up where Tillman threw it.
Ground ball, shortstop as Stewart has this one. And that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We're through 3, no score. We go to the fourth. No score. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Tonight's question, as we take a look at Joe Madden, which Rays manager dyed his hair blonde? Well, there's the look at Joe Madden.
Is that a prerequisite to manage here? You got to change hair color.
Well, hey, you know, it's important. The cloth. It's important. Here's Adam Jones to lead off the fourth. He takes a curveball for a first pitch strike. Jones hit a big league pop-up handled by Pena in the first.
Maybe it depends if they want a veteran manager or a young manager. If they want young, you dye it the gray black, right?
Yeah. The Rays apparently have both at the same time. The chopper left side. Evan Longoria gloves and throws. Jones is out. One away. That's going to bring up Nick Markakis, and Neiman did a good job with him the first time.
Yeah, you know, you and I were talking. I'm sensing that Zahn's getting a good feel for these starters the second time around. A couple of fastballs off the outside corner. Good curveball right there that Zahn blocked. Tried to go in, and then got him with a curveball to pop him up.
Yeah, and I really think that's right. Zahn had said when he came over here, you know, if you have the time, well, there's a foul ball and a check swing. If you have the time, you know, you get to know each other sort of at a normal pace. And Zahn has an outgoing personality, but he doesn't want to push himself on people, and he wants his pitchers to get to know him and vice versa. But there is a time element involved. There's a pickup by Zobrist, and Markakis is out, second to first, two gone. And he really thought he'd catch them the first time through the rotation. Going to let them do what they wanted to do, and maybe a little adaptation here and there. And I think the second time through, and from now on out, we're going to see more of Zahn involved in the sequencing of pitches.
Yeah, he's really working him in and out. Fastballs up and in on the right hitters, curveballs at the right time. He's seeing when they're looking curve. He's called some two-seamers in on the right-handers, namely Melvin Mora. That double play ball we saw in the second.
A good first pitch into Scott.
He did it.
Strike.
He did it going to Reimold, and in the third, he dropped the curveball over first pitch, and he jammed him with the fastball. That just makes your fastball that much better when you're not just throwing 5 or 6 fastballs in a row.
Little tap. That's going to be foul. 0-2.
That's what sequencing is. I mean, you got this pitch sequence. Not just about fastball, 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 fastball.
Well, that's why, you know, in the grand scheme of things, people look at some of these deals are phrased and made it, well, hey, they got a veteran catcher, 38, so what? This is a potentially a high impact acquisition.
And I think it's the toughest position when a catcher gets traded in the heat of a pennant race or picked up off waivers, claimed off waivers, whatever. At this point of the year, when a team's in a race, it's tougher for him, especially a starting catcher, for the very reasons we're talking about. Because you're catching a 5-man rotation, basically, and it's going to take a time or two to get around that to see how guys like to work. And for Zahn to evaluate what works, not just what they like to throw, what he believes will work against, you know, the American League. He knows the American League, but he definitely knows this ball club, the Orioles.
2-2 now to Scott. And a fly ball to the opposite field. Crawford goes back to the track and makes the catch to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We have no score. We've got you under our skin. Which Ray's manager dyed his hair blonde? Well, the answer to that, Lou Piniella, and here's how it all occurred.
It's so hard to win a game or two, isn't it? Sometimes.
that was his lament, trying to get him to win 3 in a row. They did, and
not bad actually.
Yeah,
both guys. I mean, you know, hey,
yeah,
that's the way to go.
And Zobrist takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Well, you know, you can fully understand Madden is changing the dynamic of what was going on with the club and the clubhouse. And the high pop-up. Mora from third makes the catch. I saw Joe when he was getting to the ballpark today and greeted him, said hello, how you doing? And he says, hey, I'm 1-0.
He's starting over. He's on a roll.
Yeah.
As the new Joe.
Now Carlos Pena prepares to step in.
Zahn giving a little insight to Joe Madden and Davey Martinez right there. That could have been about something about Neiman, how he's throwing, or could have been more about Tillman.
Another shot back into center, short center, lifted. And Jones is there to make the catch. Ball down off the end of the bat. So Pena's the second out.
We've pretty much seen this every time the Rays have seen a new pitcher, haven't we? It takes about 2, usually 3 times around a lineup.
Yep.
And I actually talked to Carlos about that Pena a month or so ago, 3 weeks ago. He said, it takes about 3 at bats for me. Well, okay, next at bat.
There's a long drive back towards the corner, right down the line, and that ball is gone. Home run. Well, it took Pat Burrell 2. And he hits his 12th home run. The Rays are out in front, 1-0.
Well,
Pat had one last night, has one tonight.
And Pat hit a 3-2 pitch. You talked about going. He had a line shot to left field with the bases loaded in the first. So he did see a lot of pitches from Tillman. And he jumped on the first pitch he saw, that fastball up and out over the plate. And he's heating up. We talked about him in the pregame, on the open, I should say. 8 home runs in his last 32 games, making 9 in his last 3 games.
There's Greg Zahn. He takes the first pitch fastball, and that's a strike. It was a towering home run down the left side for Pat Burrell.
You know what? He may hit over 20 yet. He's got 12 now.
Well, you know, he really is the type of guy. We don't want to get carried away, but he's the kind of guy who could hit 10 home runs in a couple of weeks.
And he's always been that way.
Yep. It's a foul ball.
That's what most of the analysts, the people that have seen him, have said about him. That's why a lot of people say be patient with him, be patient. It's taken longer than most people would like. I'm sure including Pat and Joe Madden. But like I said last night about BJ also, BJ Upton, just because we're at 3/4 mark of the season, don't throw the last 165 or 170 at bats away. You hit 350, you make the most out of it. And you do that, which is very, these guys are capable of doing, you'll get into the postseason. That's why Joe Madden's been so patient.
2-2, the count is on. Well, if the Rays get Burrell and Upton going, that's a great way to close out the regular season. High pop foul. That's going to carry out a play.
We talked about earlier seeing Tillman for the first time. You notice with that good curveball he's got, you jump on a fastball early in the count before he can get to that curveball, which is where he's at right now with 2 strikes. I mean, it's tough. He's got a good overhand curveball. And Pat didn't waste any time.
2-2, and this pitch is fouled back. Another fastball.
This is one of those where Zahn knows what Tillman throws, and Tillman's thinking, well, you know what? He's looking curveball. I'm going to throw him a fastball.
Yeah, Zahn knows what he throws, and Tillman knows that Zahn knows what he throws.
That's right. It's one of those sayings. Yeah, like that. I know that you know that I know.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-2. And a chopper headed toward the middle, backhanded by Roberts. Throw to first, and that's wide. It bounds off the front of the Rays dugout. Well, the veteran catcher was chugging as hard as he could to get down there, and the throw was wide to the inside part of the bag. Zahn's going to get a base hit out of that.
Yeah, good call. And it was the curveball this time, and Zahn was on it. Get it in a good spot because Roberts had to go far to his right, and I think Zahn would have been there either way. Curveball in the back door. He's smelling base hit. Great catcher speed. He gets down the line.
Yeah, you know, you look at the replay. Actually, he was doing more than chugging. He was getting down there.
Yeah, he had a little giddy up going. Yeah, Country Western's coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, he started chugging, and then he got momentum going for himself.
And then you go, what am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself here. That's when you fall down.
Yeah, that's it.
I can say that. I've been there.
Well, hey, you know, that's that old saying where you shouldn't run faster than your guardian angel can fly.
That's exactly right. In your mind, you're flying.
So here's Gabe Gross. He bounced back a fastball. The Rays have had a couple fastballs to hit, and there was a pretty good one for Gross. And in the first inning, Burrow did hit that fastball hard when he lined to left. And Carlos fouled a couple back in his first at bat when he walked.
Yeah, he sure did. Fouled him basically straight back before he drew that walk.
Another fastball, foul back. A little giddy up to it. 2 strikes to count to Gross.
Tillman's got good stuff. The only thing I haven't seen, I think he's going to need in the big leagues, is get a little offshoot of the fastball, a little bit more two-seam action at times. He's got the good four-seamer, but it's straight. I think if he could ease a little pressure on himself, throwing some two-seamers, which he's only 21, he'll get that in time.
Upstairs, third straight fastball to Gross.
But he's got a good repertoire to start with. A good four-seam fastball, overhand curve, and a good changeup. You got those 3 pitches. And if you can command them, you're going to pitch a long time.
1-2 the count. And that is strike 3. A curveball gets him looking to retire the side. But the Rays get a run on the home run by Pat Burrell. Here's another look, and the Rays lead 1-0. Rays lead on the Pat Burrell home run. It's 1-0 as we go to the 5th. The Rays stuffed the bus school supply drive to benefit Campbell Park Elementary. Drop off school supplies during Rays home games here at Tropicana Field at either gate 1 or 4 now through the 23rd. Call 888-FAN-RAYS for more details.
Look like Joe Madden glasses.
I was going to say he had a something of a Madonian look
yes,
there,
he did.
didn't he? One of the Madnites in attendance.
Have to catch on.
Mad Weeders. Pitch is a strike around the knees.
So you notice Zahn now, he's calling some curveballs first pitch, and the fact that Neiman can get him over, it's going to make his fastball so much better.
0-2. Well, you get a veteran catcher like that, it turns out to be fun for the pitcher out there. You know, it's a stressful activity to begin with, but when you can have that kind of rapport, you start to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it gives your pitcher confidence. When you call a first pitch curveball, you say, okay, he believes I can throw it over. I'll throw it over for a strike here.
A little looper back at third is going to fall over the head of Longoria into short left. So Weeders is aboard with his second hit. We'll check in with Todd Callis.
Another question in our Ask the Announcers website Wednesday. Kurt wants to know, you always hear about pitchers' ERAs. Do you think there should be catchers' ERAs brought more to the forefront, guys?
You know, they unofficially, some clubs do keep that, and I think it's, if you being a catcher, you should probably answer, but I think it's a good idea.
No, you've covered all these years. Absolutely. I love it. It was never talked about in my day in the 70s and 80s, but yeah, there is a stat most teams keep on that. And it's not a national stat that but a lot of clubs look at that. A lot of evaluators look at that. And obviously it's going to be different because you're not catching the same pitchers every single night. Some guys are catching the aces.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Back in the day, if it's Tim McCarver, he's catching Steve Carlton.
And then he already got a chance to be better.
You're right, but over time in different organizations, you know, I'll give you an example. Mike Piazza always got ripped for lack of defense. You look at his catcher's ERA with the Dodgers and then with the Mets, they're very comparable. And the Dodgers, sure, they had a good pitching staff, but his catcher's ERA was better than any catcher they had there. So, yeah, there's something to that for me. One thing Mike learned how to do was call a good game. That's a good example.
Then the shot headed toward the corner. That will one-hop the wall. Crawford's going to have to come get the carom. It's going to be a double for Melvin Mora. Weeders stops at third, and now Neiman is faced with a little bit of a challenge here in the 5th inning.
And I'll say one more thing about it is you do take pride behind the plate. If you're a defensive-oriented catcher especially, it's just a mistake. Try to go away, the ball ran in. 2 mistakes in a row. Same thing on Weeders. He tried to go down and away, the ball was up and away. So that's not game calling there. That's just lack of execution by Neiman. But you take pride as a catcher. I mean, I used to get upset if they had a crooked number up there, 3 or 4 run innings. What I'm talking about. That used to really bother me. I felt responsible.
Well, that's how you want your catcher to feel.
Right.
Yep. That's his #1 responsibility. Here's Felix P.A. There's a strike. Strikes him with a breaking ball.
Now here's a situation where you got the corners in, you give up a run, but if the ball's into the corners, you'll save the run right here. Longoria or Pena, you know, Neiman can get a strikeout. He definitely can get a ground ball with his stuff.
Outside. The breaking ball, and it stayed wide, so the count is 1-1.
With the 8-9 hitters up, you know, I'm thinking as a catcher now, this is where, okay, you call a game here to try to get Neiman out of this inning, and preferably a strikeout right here on PA. You could get a strike right here on this pitch.
And a little tap. And that ball bounces away from Neiman. He was anticipating a bigger hop to him, and it hit, I don't know, it's not necessarily a seam, it's almost like a divot.
It did. It hit something in the turf there that the ball just died.
And the Orioles get a big break there.
It's like a little chip shot. Yeah, right in front of home plate there. Had some topspin when it did that.
You know, here's an interesting point. You think that ball might have gone foul?
Yeah, I think you got to let it roll at that point. Once it hits right here and goes away from him, it keeps rolling because it had some top spin. It hit off the plate. Yeah, you got to let it roll right there. As a runner is already back at third base, he wasn't going anywhere at third. But because it looked like it hit off the plate, it had top spin, and when it hit, it caromed off to Neiman's left.
Here's Asturis. The bases are loaded. And a line drive knocked down by Bartlett. Here's a throw to the plate, and he got him. What a play by Bartlett to cut down Wieters trying to score. He knocked it down, had the presence of mind to know that Wieters had to wait at third. What a headsy play by Bartlett at shortstop.
That is a great play by Jason. This is a bullet by Asturis. Looks like a two-run single. Knocks it down. Wieters had to hold because he wasn't sure if Jason had it. And Jason definitely had a play at third base, but he knew he had a shot at home plate because on that line drive, Wieters had to freeze. So Bartlett never even looks at third base. He goes right to the plate, and Zahn plays it like a first baseman. Great stretch. Great stretch, like a first baseman right there. And because of that, he just beat the slide of Matt Wieters. Great play both ends of that.
So the bases are loaded with one out, and here's Brian Roberts. Roberts 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch a little bit low right there with a fastball.
That can't be low on Roberts. That's a good pitch. I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect, but that's a good pitch. That's where you got to pitch. You can't get that. You know, that's the difference between 0-1 and now 1-0 pitch right here.
Ground ball, shortstop. Bartlett to Zobrist. Pena, double play. Rays get out of it. 6-4-3 on the double play by Bartlett. Zobrist to Pena on the ball hit by Roberts. And the Rays get out of a big jam and lead 1-0. The difference in the game with a home run in the fourth inning. And talk about defense making a difference in the game. Try this play by Bartlett. He recovers and gets the force play at the plate, and then this double play. Bartlett, Zobrist, and the quick turn to complete the double play.
That was a great turn by Zobrist. Roberts can run. He can fly. That ball barely hit Ben's glove. He got rid of it through a strike over there.
Now the first pitch to B.J. Upton is inside, a breaking ball. Bottom of the fifth underway. Only 12 pitches in the top of the fifth inning, but boy, was there a lot of action going on. B.J. lifts a fly ball toward the right field line, and hang time for Markakis to get there. That is out number one. A lot going on. Actually, in the last three pitches of the top of the fifth, a lot was going on. Wow.
You're not kidding. Bartlett started both of those plays, and both ends of it, Zahn and Zobrist did a great job to finish the play, because if Zahn doesn't stretch on the double play at home, that ball bounces. But that was a long throw for Jason to get up quickly and get the ball to Zahn, and he recognized it was going to be a stretch like a first baseman. That was a great play.
Now here's Bartlett taking a pitch for a ball, and to have the presence of mind that Bartlett did after he knocked it down, knowing that Wieters is going to have to wait to see if he could catch that ball, and then to get up and throw to the plate for the fourth. And there's a base hit into left center field, maybe more. Bartlett on his way to second base. The throw will not be in time, and it's a two-base hit for Jason Bartlett.
Boy, he's quick and standing up. No doubt about it. It's your checkers double the game right here. Fastball out over the plate. He jumps on. He's looking two right away. Pena has a good arm too, but Jason gets in there easily. Cuts first base extremely well. Short. Makes it easy. Checkers double the game right there. Jason Bartlett.
25th double of the year for Bartlett. Carl Crawford. 1 for 2 tonight. He takes a pitch down, a ball and no strikes.
Change up.
You got Carl with a change in the third.
He saw one of those already.
The Toyota trend on this homestand, 11 of 18 for Crawford. That's going to be a strike. Another one.
3 in a row. Now, after that double to left field in the first inning, he's seen 3 changeups in a row. One in his last at bat, 1 pitch ground out. Not this time.
Step back by Tillman. Bartlett catching his attention back at second base. Down the left side again. Will this one stay fair? No. And the count will go to 1-2. Bartlett back to second now.
Yeah, PA shaded over a little bit further this time toward the line, because Crawford got one just on the line in the first inning, so PA was guarding that way. If that ball stayed fair, he would have been able to catch it. He's pretty much hugging that line. As Carl gets on top of it, it's more of a straight line drive rather than a lofting fly ball.
1-2 and a swing and a miss at the breaking ball. Second strikeout for Tillman, and it's a big one for him.
Yeah, pretty good sequence. Couple of changeups, a fastball, and then a good overhand curve. This one was tighter. And you see the bottom falls out of that one. That wasn't one of those big looping ones. That was a put away power curveball. Good pitch.
So now it's up to Evan Longoria if the Rays can cash in on the double by Bartlett. He's at second with 2 outs. He fouls it. Strike 1. Evan lined to right in the first inning. Grounded out to the shortstop Historis his last time on a curveball. That was in the third. Tillman's strikeouts have come on curveballs. He got Gross looking at a breaking ball in the fourth, and Crawford swinging and missing the curveball here in the 5th inning. 1-1. Check swing and a foul ball, again a curveball.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
So it's 1-2. Boston has a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th at Toronto. Minnesota hitting in the top of the 3rd at Texas. No score. Fastball up, takes the count to 2-2.
Just a waste pitch right there. Wieters setting up away and up. That was just for show. I think they're going to try to go back and get him with the curveball.
And a foul back into the screen.
Good swing right there. Yeah, that's a good pitch for Evan to hit. I was surprised that he went away with the fastball. That's a ball Evan can get to. That's 95, but it's up. He's all over it.
Two now. Ground ball, third base. Moore's got it. The throw to first in time to retire the side. We're through 5 tonight with a score 1-0 Tampa Bay. Rays lead 1-0. On to the 6th inning we go. Sign up at Cain's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a game at home, log on to CainStrikeout.com. Print a voucher that can be redeemed at Cain's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cain's today. Nolan Rymald takes the breaking pitch, low and outside. The 6th inning is underway. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike. 1-1. Got the first pitch here in the 6th inning. A little harder than the curveball. Had the looks of a slider. It's 2-1 now. He'll be followed. Rymald by Jones and Markakis. That's in there. Curveball for a strike. 2-2.
What a good call. 2-1. And great execution by Neiman. Zahn certainly knows that Rymald's a good fastball hitter, so he throws the paralyzer right there.
3-2 with a breaking ball there. Rymald doubled to center off a high fastball in the first. 3-2 now, leading off the 6th. And he got him. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Neiman, and we'll check in with Todd Callis.
Hey guys, quick update before the question on even more affordable 50-cent hot dogs. The total sold so far, the halfway point of the game, 21,000. Here's our question on Ask the Announcer. Don wants to know, how can you have trades occur after the trade deadline, guys?
All righty.
All right.
one out. Well, it's just easier to make trades, really, the reality. Before the trading deadline, it's just easier because players don't have to go through waivers.
Yeah, what happens after the trade deadline, July 31st, general managers will put all of their roster on waivers to try to get them through so they can make a trade straight up with any club. And you put 7 men on a day, and it's 5 business days, not Saturday or Sunday. Put up to 7 men on a day, and virtually everybody goes on waivers, even the star players. If the name leaks out, doesn't mean you want to move them. You just want to be able to have the ability to either camouflage what you're doing or actually move a guy.
And the safety net for a team that doesn't want to lose a star is they can pull them back if they're claimed.
Correct. Let's take Alex Rios of the Blue Jays. He was moved after the trade deadline. They put him on waivers. The White Sox claimed him, and they let him go. The Blue Jays let him go because they wanted to get rid of $50 million contract that he had. Not that they didn't like his talent, but they have to free up some money because they're in some financial trouble right now. And Vernon Wells has a huge contract. They couldn't move him. So when the White Sox claimed Rios, they said, okay, we'll let you take the contract. The 3 things can happen. Either you got 48 hours, either to pull him back, let him go, or try to work out a deal with that claiming club. That's how trades can happen after July 31st. You have to clear waivers. Before that, you can make a trade straight up. You don't have to clear waivers with anybody you want. And what happens, it goes on in the league you're in reverse order of the standings. So right now, because the Rays are in 3rd, they can block actually the Red Sox or the Yankees from getting somebody if there's a key name out there on the waiver wire.
Pitch is down to Jones. He checked. And it's a 2-2 count. So you can still move players. You're going to have that kind of movement, but it's a bit more difficult to do that.
And if you put a guy on between August 1st and August 31st, and the reason you want to do a deal before the 31st of August is you want to be playoff eligible. So Zahn becomes an important guy for the Rays to get now, because not only for the rest of August, but he's playoff eligible. You get a guy in September, he's not playoff eligible. He can finish your regular season, but he's not eligible for your postseason roster.
Wave and a miss. Jones chased that pitch down. That had some action down. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th.
Boy, he's got good movement. Look at that sink right there. And Greg is really mixing up pitches well for Neiman, and Neiman's pretty much hitting his spots. But he's got that kind of ability. See, what I like about Neiman is his fastball moves, even his forcing fastball moves. So not everything's straight. Tillman's got a good fastball, but it's very straight. Jeff has movement.
Ground ball off the bat of Markakis. Right to Zobrist, who throws him out. Turns out to be a 1-2-3-6. Rays lead 1-0.
We've been like too painful in defeat. We just got to go out there and play. And I just want to, again, understand it's a game. We got to the World Series last year by being kind of free-spirited about the whole thing and permitting ourselves to go out there and play openly with risk-taking and not worrying and not all that kind of stuff. So the black hair is symbolic of all those different items. And
well, here's Ben Zobrist going after the first pitch, and he hits it a mile. Home run for Ben Zobrist. First pitch fastball, and Zobrist makes it a 2-0 ball game. His 20th home run of the year. There was little question about that from the point of contact forward.
Yep, third time around the lineup, we've seen a double by Bartlett and now a home run by Zobrist. And he sees the sequencing that Tillman has. His curveball, he saw plenty of those early, and now his third at bat, he drives one out of the ballpark. Fastball up, much like that.
So the Rays, with 2 solo home runs, have a 2-0 lead. Here's Carlos Pena. He takes a pitch for a strike. That's a breaking ball to start Carlos.
You pretty much know that with a young pitcher and a young catcher. After a home run off a fastball, you're going to see a curveball. Maybe a couple here now with Pena. Fastball away. Carlos calling timeout. Like Wieters wanted to curve, but I think Tillman took him off for a fastball away. And here comes a changeup.
And Carlos is out in front. Curveball, changeup, and the count is 0-2.
That was a good one right there. That's his best one. Good arm action, good arm speed, didn't slow it down, and had good tailing action to it.
Two strikes. And strike 3 called, breaking ball. So he comes back with a curveball, changeup, and a curveball to get Pena.
Yeah, you could really predict that, especially with a young battery, a catcher and a pitcher, Wieters and Tillman. No fastballs to Pena. Back door, looked like it might have went around. No, a little bit outside. I don't know if it hit the black of the plate or not. Not a whole lot Carlos could do with that either way.
Here's Pat Burrell. The breaking ball is high. Pat homered in the 4th inning. He has 12 on the year. That drops in for a strike.
So 4 curveballs and a changeup after the fastball home run. The guys will learn when they get a little older. They don't, you can still throw a fastball, even though somebody hit a home run.
And, well, maybe not. There's another curveball.
May not need to.
1-2 now.
I remember being a young catcher. I think we all kind of felt that.
There's a fastball away. And you got to make sure that was away. He yanked it out there a bit.
That would be a waste pitch right there.
2-2.
To a hitter, that means nothing, though, when it's away that far. And if it's up and in, it's different.
Out of the way again.
That's why I don't really like an up and away location. There's certain left-hand hitters you can get them with 2 strikes up and away, but anybody with a slow bat up and away, you're doing him a favor because he can get to that. Up and in, you got to really be quick and get inside it to get up and in.
3-2 and a base hit the other way off the fastball. So Burrell has his 2nd hit tonight. 2 for 3. Join the 2010 season ticket priority list and ensure the best seats and get all the great benefits like postseason ticket opportunities, savings over single game ticket prices. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Burrell at first with 1 out. Here's Greg Zahn.
Tillman didn't change any eye level or eyesight of Pat Burrell right there. Everything was away. Curveballs, fastballs, and Pat just shoots it to right field.
Down and in with a breaking ball. 1-0.
You come inside one pitch, it'll change your whole thought process, especially when you throw 94, 95.
Son is out in front of the changeup. 1-1. Clay Meredith down in the bullpen. Well, we had heard that Tillman has a very good changeup, and he's thrown some pretty good changeups here.
Yeah, he does. He's got good arm action. A couple earlier he threw, he slowed it down. The last couple he's thrown here, he's got good arm speed on it.
The strike. 1-2.
Yeah, good arm speed on that one. I mean, my goodness, he's only 21.
Yeah, exactly.
What an upside he has.
And it's down a fastball. 2-2. Ray's going to see another good young pitcher, Brian Mattis, tomorrow. James Shields going to pitch against him tomorrow night. 2-2 now. Fly ball lifted into left. BA is there. Makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 6th. Shields on the mound tomorrow. We'll be with you again on Sun Sports tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 6:30 tomorrow with Rays Live, the pregame.
I think you're going to see Tillman throw Gabe Burrows much like he did Carlos Pena. Be surprised he gets a first pitch fastball.
And it's a breaking ball in there for a strike. He got him looking on the curveball, got ahead of him in the 4th, and got him on strikes with that curveball.
Yeah, you're going to see curveballs and changeups for Gross here. If it's a fastball, it's going to be off the outside corner.
It's away.
Like that.
1-1.
Really, he's better off going in. After he dropped the slow curve, he's better off going in off the inside corner. That's going to change the thought process of Gabe. If he says Receptor has to look away, he knew that was a waste pitch. Just set up more breaking stuff. There's a changeup.
2-1. Zobrist has opened with the home run to make it 2-0. 2 outs. Burrell at first. 2-1 the count to Gross. And a high fly ball back into right. Markakis is going to have room. Not yet to the track. He makes the catch to retire the side. Rays add a run on the home run by Ben Zobrist, and they lead 2-0 through 6.
one guy has a happy birthday, Lance Cormier. 2-0 Rays as we head to the 7th inning. Ben Zobrist with the home run. One of our viewers on our Ask the Announcer segment wanted to remind us, a guy named Miles wanted to remind us it's Lance Cormier's birthday here. Happy 29th to Lance Cormier. Happy birthday, bud. And we have a question here from Terry. Wants to know which pitcher on the Rays staff is the most likely to throw a perfect game or a no-hitter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, that's a good question, because you've got different approaches from which to choose. And, you know, in terms of great stuff, Garza's got that great arm. Luke Scott bounces one foul. Of course, Shields, as we've seen in the past, he can flirt with the possibility of the no-hitter. Any of those guys really could be the next potential guy to throw one.
David
right
Price
down to it.
has no-hit stuff. I would say right now, because of the whole arsenal, for me would be Matt Garza. Because when he's on, he throws hard enough that even if he misses over the plate, he can strike you out. He's got great curveball, great slider, good changeup. And with that arsenal and the power of his pitches, plus the two-seamer, I think he has a shot at throwing a no-hitter someday. But guys that throw no-hitters have great command. That's the whole key. It's not just the stuff.
They're waving a miss, and Luke Scott is out of there on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout of the night for Neiman. Well, of course, Garza, you know, last year had that game over against the Marlins when he faced only 28 hitters and gave up the one hit was the home run to Ramirez.
Yeah, I mean,
he had a no-hitter 6 innings and gave up the home run. That was the only run, the only hit, and he faced 28 hitters.
Yeah, he's hard to hit. I mean, that's why his opponent's batting average against has been very low. One of the best in the American League all season long. That game against the Angels, I mean, he was sick that night, not to make an excuse. He just didn't have command. And usually he has pretty good command. And I think, you know, one day Matt's capable of being an 18 to 20 game winner. He's got that kind of stuff.
He'll be pitching the Saturday game against Texas. 3-0 the count to Wieters. And there's ball 4. It was a fastball. So Wieters is the first walk given up by Neiman. He's on for the 3rd time tonight. 2 singles and a walk. So 1 on, 1 out in the 7th inning. Melvin Moore is going to be the hitter. Neiman just a little over 90 pitches at 91 right now. And tomorrow on Sun Sports in high definition. We'll be with you at 6:30. James Shields against Brian Mattis. Jim Hickey on the phone over the bullpen. We're starting to get a little activity down there. Pitch is low. Breaking ball to Mora. Well, it was Mora's double following the base hit in the 5th inning by Wieters that set up the scary moment for the Rays, and they managed to get out of that bases loaded, nobody out situation. Up the right side toward the corner. That's going to be foul. The count is 1-1.
You know, one more note on the no-hitter perfect game. I had a Kenny Rogers back in '94 threw a perfect game. And Kenny still threw about 95 tops at that time, but he had a great changeup and an excellent curveball, and he had great command that night. So I think the off-speed pitches too is also important for those guys that throw those no-hitters.
Brian Schaus, the lefty, and Lance Cormier, the right-hander, working in the Rays bullpen right now. 1-1 the count to Mora. And a foul back as Mora waits into The fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, Zahn was happy with that. You saw him acknowledge Neiman. That's the way to get it in there, because Moore almost hit a double inside the line on the right field line. So Greg Zahn said, I'm calling a fastball in, and he jammed it. And now he set up his strikeout pitch, and he wants to try to throw that overhand curveball with 2 strikes. Coming back inside.
And he strikes him out with it. Fastball in. Second strikeout of the inning. His 5th of the night.
Greg Zahn did something very interesting that catchers do. They watch the hitter to see if he's peeking. Watch his eyesight. Looks up once to Mora, twice, makes sure that Mora can't feel him move, and then he sets up inside. And look at that tailing action right there. Strike 3. That's great stuff right there. Good shots, guys.
2 gone with Weeder still at first. Here's Felix PA. And a little high for the curveball there. 1 ball, no strikes.
I love that part of the game. That's little intricacies of the game that people may not get a chance to see all the time. When the catcher moves and why.
High fly ball back into left field. Crawford will have to go back to the track in front of the wall. He got it! Carl Crawford with a fine catch up against the wall. PA hit the fastball deep to left, and Crawford caught it to retire the side. Stamp this one with a big old star. Rays lead 2-0. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. In the bottom half of the 7th inning, the Rays lead 2-0. Carl Crawford's catch saving around. Here's B.J. Upton. First pitch, and he's hit this one out. Upton jumping on the first pitch fastball. Hits one out to left. And now it's 3-0. Upton, who hit the home run to right field last night, hits a home run to left field tonight. So the Rays, all 3 of the Rays home runs have come on first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, it's just a fastball pretty much where Weeder's set up. BJ's ready for it. Good game plan of attack. The Rays' 3rd time around the lineup, definitely recognizing the pattern of the young pitcher Chris Tillman, and they capitalize on it by executing.
For Upton, his 9th home run of the year. Well, the 2 guys who gave the Rays some production last night, Burrell and Upton, have done it again tonight. Burl with a homer, and now Upton with one. And in between, Zobrist hit one out. The Rays have a 3-0 lead.
Boy, that was a laser beam. That was a beautiful swing by BJ. 4 hits now in the last couple of nights, including a couple of home runs.
And Dave Tremblay comes out. Tillman, that pitch to Upton was number 101 of the night. And that's going to be it for the young right-hander. He was impressive. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. Clay Meredith is the new pitcher for Baltimore. Has thrown a strike to Bartlett. Rays with a 3-0 lead. Bartlett chases this one as it just kept sliding away from him. 0-2. 13th appearance for Meredith. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home run by Upton to start the inning. That was it for Tillman. Bartlett doubled in the 5th. Ground ball to short. Stewart comes up with it. Throw to first is in time. That's the first out. So Upton hit the home run. It knocked out Tillman. Tillman, 6 innings. He had twice pitched into the 7th inning and started the 7th tonight. His high pitch count had been 110, and that was number 101. So the Rays touch him for 3 home runs tonight. 7 hits, 3 runs. Here's Crawford bouncing 1 foul. So it's been a combination of some good pitching by Jeff Neiman, the long ball, 3 solo home runs, and some very good defensive work by the Rays in this game.
Great defense tonight. They've kept the Rays right where they're at. No runs given up. That's huge. That play by Crawford just now to end the 7th saved a run. That was a sure double and a run for sure. And you know what? The kid, Chris Tillman, he's got good stuff. There's a big upside for him. 21 years old. Got a super fastball. Great overhand curve. Nice looking changeup.
Chopped to short. Stewart takes care of that. Crawford is out.
I just think, I always, the way I score a game, I talk about patterns. That's what I look for, because that's what I look for when I manage. I wanted to see how guys do. And he got into a little bit of a pattern of the first pitch fastballs, and the Rays recognize that. And I'm sure Steve Henderson, helping the hitters as well, recognize that, and they capitalize. It's one thing to recognize, another thing to execute, and the Rays did. They got 3 first pitch fastballs for home runs, but That's why you see Zahn in Neiman's game here tonight calling a lot of first pitch curveballs.
Longoria takes a strike. The word had been, as we discussed early, that Tillman's fastball can be straight. The Rays did the damage off his fastball. 2 strikes now to Longoria. It's away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Clay Meredith had a couple of good years in San Diego.
Well, he pitched all the time for them.
Oh, all the time. He pitched setting up. Sometimes he was 8th inning pitcher getting the ball to Trevor Hoffman. 7th inning. He came over in that Mirabelli deal when the Boston Red Sox wanted Mirabelli back. He's one of the guys, kind of a throw-in. The Red Sox gave up. Padres said thank you.
Now a full count. Well, in 07 and 08, he appeared in over 150 games.
Oh yeah,
in those 2 years for the Padres.
They used the heck out of him.
3-2 is fouled back. Evans lined out twice, is grounded out. And he has a full count here in the bottom of the 7th and walks on a pitch in. So Longoria heads to first with a 2-out walk. That's going to get Ben Zobrist to the plate. If you're traveling and can't watch the Rays, catch them on your computer with MLB.tv. 100 out-of-market games per week live right on your computer, and catch the games you missed on demand. For details, visit RaysBaseball.com. Ben Zobrist, 1 ball, no strikes. And was walked and homered. In between, popped to third. He takes ball 2 down and in. 2-0.
Boy, the Rays can wear you out. Working the count, they can wear you out.
Boston with a 5-1 lead in the 7th. Texas leads Minnesota 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. There's a strike to Ben Zobrist. 2-1. Orioles tomorrow night, and then Texas in for the weekend. High fly ball into left center. PA is right there and makes the catch to retire the side. Rays get a run on the home run by Upton through 7, 3-0 Tampa Bay. 3-0. The Rays lead this game moving into the 8th, and they have been very good defensively. How about this play by Bartlett when the Rays were in big trouble in the 5th inning? And then the double play here.
Huge. And a great turn by Ben Zobrist for the speedy Brian Roberts. And the play last inning by Carl Crawford right up against the wall to take a double and an RBI away from Felix Pie.
That's the Scott replay. First pitch in the 8th inning. Usturis takes that. That's in there for a strike. Jeff Neiman on the hill, opening the 8th. Ground ball foul outside of first. Nothing 2. The Rays do have some action in their bullpen. Dan Wheeler is up there. He's about to be joined by Brian Schaus. Fly ball center field. It's B.J. Upton making the catch. One away in the 8th as we take a look at the stay in the game hold leaders, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Balfour has 13 out of the bullpen. Wheeler has 12 and Schaus 7. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color. One out now. Brian Roberts. Neiman has made 100 pitches right now. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Good percentage too. 65% for strikes. That's just a bit above major league average. That's good.
And he has a strike here on Roberts. It's 1-1. High fly ball back to right field. Gabe Gross going back to the track. That's got some carry. Gone. Home run by Roberts on a 1-1 pitch. And the Orioles are on the scoreboard. That's his 11th home run of the year. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he's got 10 home runs from the left side. It's a fastball mistake. Zahn wanted it away. It just ran back in a little bit. And he got through it.
So Joe Madden comes out of the Rays dugout now in this 3-1 ball game. That's going to be it for Jeff Neiman, and he'll get a great hand. 7 1/3 for Neiman tonight. The Rays lead 3-1. Job by the 26-year-old rookie right-hander Jeff Neiman tonight.
Yeah, he really did. He had good command of both sides of the plate. He went up in his zone. Fastball right there. Another fastball there. He went down in the zone. Dropped some good curveballs right there. Went in from the zone. Good fastball two-seamer there. and got 7 1/3 innings and only gave up the 1 run. Great job.
Dan Wheeler in the first pitch to Nolan Reimold is fouled out of play. That's a strike. So 103 pitches for Neiman. A run, 7 hits, and 7 1/3 with a walk and 5 strikeouts. Reimold 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled his first time up. Hits a ground ball to second. Zobrist up with it and throw to first. 2 gone. Now it'll be Adam Jones.
Pretty nice line right there, 7 1/3. Only 1 walk again. Good command, and that makes it so much easier on the bullpen when you ask him to get 4 or 5 outs versus 11 or 12.
Even showing great poise again tonight. Got out of a big spot in the 5th inning. Jones shortens on the bat, takes a fastball low. A ball to no strikes. Like by Garza and Kazmir. Kazmir will pitch Friday and Garza Saturday. And a chopper to short. Bartlett has it, and a throw to first. 2 ground balls for Wheeler. That retires the side. A run on the homer by Roberts. Rays lead 3-1.
The announcer website Wednesday. Chris wants to know, guys, if you think there should be team captains, and if there were team captains, would Carlos Pena be a good candidate? Wayne, Kevin?
Hey, that's a great question. I tend to think that whether you name a team captain or not, they tend to emerge. Pena might be a good possibility. I think Bartlett would be, just because of his presence that he carries into a game. I think he could wind up being that guy.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how long they've been together and how long they've been in the organization too.
Here's Carlos hitting one through the shift. He greets Chris Ray, the new pitcher, with a base hit to right. You know, in Pena, Carlos has taken charge a little bit. We see him make those little trips to the mound
all the time. Yep.
And I think that's a good thing.
I think Carlos is a good call. He's got that. He's a good spokesman for the team. He does a lot of interviews. He's always positive. You see him when a guy gets behind a count 2 or 3-0 in a certain situation, he'll go to the mound. And I've asked him about that. He said just for some positive encouragement that, hey, what he tell? I said, what do you tell him? Not that I don't know that, but I wanted to hear what he has to say. He said, I tell him, I miss a fastball too down the middle sometimes. You don't have to walk these guys. Go right after them. Things like that. They can pop it up or let the defense work for you. And those are big things that the manager and a coach sometimes. Number one, you can't make a trip out there and waste it all the time. But that's a big momentum switch when you do that. I noticed Evan Longoria did that last inning. When Mora was at the plate, Evan did that. He went over there to talk to Neiman because Mora hit the double in the 5th inning. He went in there and whatever it was he said, I mean, he ends up striking out Mora. So those are big things. When you start seeing leadership qualities over time and guys play together over time, usually somebody emerges. Sometimes a manager will appoint one, like the Red Sox, for example. It became Jason Varitek. The Yankees, it became Derek Jeter. I think any of the guys you met, I mean, Longoria could be one. Bartlett could end up being one. Carlos Pena could be one. Right now, I think Carlos is kind of taking on that role.
2-2 now. The count to Burrell. He got down 0-2, and now it's 3-2. Slider outside from Chris Ray. Clay Meredith worked an inning, gave up a walk. All 3 of the runs for the Rays came off the starter Tillman. 3-2. The count to Pat Burrell. And a check swing foul ball. We'll see another pitch, 3-2.
Yeah, Pat's certainly aware of what Clay Meredith throws. Seen him before.
On that captain idea, by the time you appoint one, he's probably already the captain.
Yeah, exactly. And the team knows it.
Yeah. 3-2. Ground ball foul.
But usually it's a guy that's going to be there a long time, and he emerges as one already. So then, if the manager's there with him a long time, then he'll end up saying, "Hey, you know what? You're our team captain." That's what happened with Derek Jeter. That's what happened with Varitek. And it could happen with Evan before it's all said and done. We know he's going to be here a while.
3-2. There goes Pena, and ball 4 is outside. Oh, he went around is the call. Oh, my. And we're going to get a double play here. Wow. They went down to first, and Jeff Nelson says he went around. And Pena, who is running, is out at second, and that's a strikeout and a caught stealing.
Yeah, I thought on the live shot
the tag.
He might have. Let's see if he does in the side shot. Yep. Yeah, he sure did. I thought he did too in the live shot. Pat trying to get away with it. Not a bad move by him, but certainly the barrel of the bat. Wrist broke.
There's a fly ball by Zahn right back into center field. Caught there by Jones to retire the side. No runs, a hit, nobody left through 8. 3-1 Rays. Rays lead 3-1 going into the 9th. For all the latest updates on Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse and everywhere in between, you'll get in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day at TampaBay.com. J.P. Howell, the new pitcher for the Rays. Their third. He's on to work the ninth.
Yeah, he's been great. Had a save last night. 2.22 earned run average. The league hitting below 200 now against him. And the strikeouts to walk ratio 3-1. 69 punch outs in 6 2/3.
Markakis leads off against him. Markakis, Scott, and Wieters due up. 1-0 the count.
Number 21, sit down.
There's the strike. It's 1-1. Wieters threw out Pena, and you see him hitting third in the inning. He's been impressive with his throwing in this series too.
Yeah, and the other thing about that, it was a 3-2 pitch, and the ball was out of the zone, and Wieters just didn't take it for granted. I don't even know if he could see that Burrell checked his swing. He didn't take for granted that the ball was going to be ball four. He threw a strike down there.
2-1 to count to Markakis. Ground ball right side. Zobrist makes the play. 1 away. Rays Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express continues Saturday. The Rays take on the Texas Rangers on Country Night, and it's Big and Rich performing the free post-game concert. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets now. She's still here, still waiting for Saturday night. Here's Luke Scott. The pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays trying to close this one out. They've hit 3 solo home runs tonight. 2-0 the count now to Scott. Ben Zobrist has hit 1. B.J. Upton hit 1. Pat Burrell hit the first one in the 4th inning of this game. 2-0. And a line drive caught by Carlos Pena. Scott lines to first. 2 up and 2 down.
That's about an 83 fastball that got in on Scott. I mean, that's JP is so tough to pick up. You don't know what's coming. He saw a fastball, but it jammed him. Makes everything look the same. The curve, the change, and the fastball.
Well, here's Matt Wieters. He's been on 3 times with 2 singles and a walk. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Crowd of 18,474 here tonight. Ground ball shortstop. Bartlett's up. Throw to first is high. Pena got his foot back on the bag, and the Rays winning. 1-2-3 in the ninth. The Rays are winners 3-1 tonight. Jeff Demon's going to get the win, his 11th of the year.